The launch of GPT-5 by OpenAI was supposed to mark a thrilling new chapter in AI capabilities, promising smarter, faster, and more powerful language models. Instead, it sparked an unexpected wave of user backlash. Loyal fans and longtime users flooded CEO Sam Altman's Reddit AMA with passionate complaints, mourning the loss of GPT-4.0, a model they had come to love and trust. Far from embracing the upgrade, many described GPT-5 as lobotomized, lacking the creativity, nuance, and personality that made GPT-4o special. For many, GPT-4.0 wasn't just a tool, it was a companion. Emotional users share stories of the deep bonds they formed with the model, even saying they cried when it was removed from the platform. The outpouring reflects a unique relationship between humans and AI. Users don't just want raw performance, they want AI that understands their style, preferences, and quirks. The backlash highlights a crucial tension in tech innovation: the balance between pushing forward with new features and respecting legacy users' desires. In this case, OpenAI's decision to forcefully retire GPT-4.0 without providing an option to keep using it triggered a surge of subscription cancellations. Users want the freedom to choose the model that fits their needs best rather than being forced into a one-size-fits-all solution. One particularly striking comment captured the mood. A user described GPT-5 as wearing the skin of my dead friend, a haunting metaphor that caught even Sam Altman's attention. It underscores the emotional depth behind what might otherwise seem like mere tech preferences. In a swift response less than 24 hours after GPT-5's rollout, Altman acknowledged the feedback publicly and promised that OpenAI is working on something now to bring GPT-4.0 back soon. This move highlights the power of user voices in shaping AI development and the company's willingness to listen and adapt. The next few weeks will be critical. Will OpenAI restore GPT-4.0 as an option for Plus subscribers? Can the company balance relentless innovation with loyalty to its user base? Whatever happens, this episode marks a fascinating moment in AI history, where user emotion, technological progress, and corporate responsiveness intersect. The launch of GPT-5 was met with excitement from some corners, but quickly turned into a user revolt on Reddit. Thousands of OpenAI users, many longtime fans of GPT-4.0, descended on CEO Sam Altman's Reddit AMA to voice frustration and disappointment. Users described GPT-5 as a step backward, lobotomized, too rigid, and lacking the creativity and empathy that defined GPT-4.0. Many felt the newer model's responses were bland, overly cautious, and missed the spark that made conversations with GPT-4.0 engaging and sometimes even fun. The emotional intensity of the responses was striking. Several users shared personal stories about how GPT-4.0 had become an irreplaceable part of their daily lives, offering not just answers, but companionship and inspiration. One user wrote about crying when the old model was removed, illustrating the profound human connection some have with AI. This flood of feedback was hard to ignore, both for OpenAI and the wider tech community. It exposed a side of AI adoption rarely discussed: the emotional and personal impact AI tools can have on users, especially when those tools change abruptly without warning or choice. One of the biggest complaints from users was the lack of choice. OpenAI forced all users onto GPT-5 without providing an option to stick with GPT-4.0, which many preferred for its style and reliability. This no opt-out policy sparked frustration and a surge of subscription cancellations from Plus users unhappy with the forced upgrade. Users expressed the desire for a flexible model selector, allowing them to pick whichever AI best suited their preferences and needs. This demand isn't unique to OpenAI. In software and tech products generally, users value backward compatibility and options to use legacy versions. For AI models, where user experience can vary widely based on style and behavior, giving choice becomes even more critical. OpenAI now faces a clear user mandate: innovate, but don't alienate loyal customers. Balancing the excitement of new AI breakthroughs with respect for user preferences is a delicate but necessary act. Perhaps the most poetic and haunting user complaint came from someone who said that GPT-5 feels like wearing the skin of my dead friend. This vivid metaphor captured the deep sense of loss and disconnection users feel from the model they loved. To them, GPT-5 was a hollow shell, mimicking the form of GPT-4.0 without its soul or spark. This comment resonated widely, sparking conversation beyond OpenAI forums into mainstream tech and culture discussions about the emotional bonds people form with AI. Even Sam Altman acknowledged the power of this image during the AMA, signaling that OpenAI understands the human dimension behind these technical complaints. This episode reminds us that AI isn't just code and algorithms. It's a growing part of our social and emotional lives, shaping how we connect, learn, and create. Recognizing the backlash, Sam Altman responded quickly and thoughtfully. He called the dead friend metaphor evocative and made it clear that OpenAI is listening to its community. Altman confirmed that the company is actively working on something now to bring GPT-4.0 back as an option for users who want it. This kind of rapid, responsive iteration is somewhat rare in tech, especially for a company rolling out massive changes. Within 24 hours of GPT-5's release, OpenAI demonstrated a willingness to adapt to user feedback, balancing the push for innovation with the need for user satisfaction. This response signals a potentially new approach for AI development, one that respects legacy preferences while continuing to evolve capabilities. Looking ahead, the big questions are: will GPT-4.0 return as a selectable model for Plus subscribers? Can OpenAI maintain momentum with GPT-5 while keeping its passionate user base happy? The company must navigate a tricky path, balancing cutting-edge innovation with user loyalty and personalization. The stakes are high, as AI adoption depends as much on trust and user experience as on raw power. As users watch and wait for updates, this episode serves as a case study in how AI companies must be attuned not only to technology, but to the emotional and practical needs of their communities. For now, the future of ChatGPT models remains exciting and uncertain. But one thing is clear: users want their dead friend back. This episode with GPT-4.0 and GPT-5 reveals a fundamental truth about AI today. It's not just about technological breakthroughs or model improvements. It's about the relationships people build with these tools, the trust, creativity, and comfort they find in their AI companions. When those connections are disrupted, even the most powerful upgrade can feel like a loss. OpenAI's swift acknowledgement and promise to bring GPT-4.0 back demonstrate the importance of listening to user communities and balancing innovation with empathy. As AI continues to evolve at a breakneck pace, companies will need to find new ways to honor user preferences while pushing the boundaries of what these technologies can do. For all of us watching this space, it's a reminder that behind every algorithm are real people who rely on and connect with AI in deeply personal ways. The future of AI isn't just about smarter models, it's about building better, more human-centered experiences. Thank you for joining this discussion. Stay tuned as we follow how OpenAI and its users navigate this unfolding chapter together.